Congrats.
Don't get up.
Springtime, it's that transition cold. My wife was cold in the spring. Spring. The dog seems to have healed. Figured that's the rascal. Yeah, wife's walking the dog. I'm looking for stay in different places. Big dog, my dog. A guy my age with the. Oh my God, are you okay? Let's go to the. My dog is, sweet. To get him apart. She's so worried about the.
God, this is embarrassing.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. We're going to get rolling here. We got to make it official. Good evening, everybody. This is call to order Bristol Township Council meeting, April 21, 2022. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance. Moment of prayers for our service personnel overseas here, all emergency responders. Moment of silence. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Tonight, it's a great evening. We have all our emergency personnel in the back. It's hard to see with the cameras not facing the other way, but it's great to see everybody. It's always an honor. Roll call.
President Bowen,
Here.
Vice President Murphy,
Present.
Mr. Antonello,
Here.
Mr. Blaylock,
Here.
Ms. Dunlap,
Here.
Mr. Glassen,
Here.
Mrs. Wagner.
Present.
Before our meeting started, we met in the executive session. Mr. Flagger?
Mr. President, Council, before we had an hour executive session, we discussed contract negotiations, grievances, litigation, and personnel matters.
Thank you, Mr. Flagger. Monthly reports are available for review in the Township Manager's Office. Public comments will be taken on land development and official action items. General comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. Next, we move on the agenda. We have presentations, and the next is resolution of respect for Herbert Shaw Sr. Mr. Glassen.
Actually, I need to read the resolution.
Okay.
A resolution of respect of the Bristol Township Council of Bristol Bucks County in memory of Herbert W. Scholl, Sr. Whereas Herbert W. Scholl, Sr. was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, until his family moved to Bristol Township, where he remained a lifelong resident, and whereas Herbert W. Scholl, Sr. was dedicated to serving his country and community, and whereas he was a U.S. Navy veteran serving aboard the USS Softly, and an executive board member of the Navy League of the United States Philadelphia chapter, and whereas he was a self-employed businessman and worked as an excavator, Local 542, his entire life, and laid most of the water lines in Bristol Township. He was best known as the go-to guy for the help of almost any kind. He was also a Little League sponsor for many years. Whereas he joined the Newportville Fire Company in 1955, serving as chief for over 20 years and president for over 10 years. He received numerous awards for outstanding service to Newportville Fire Company. He also served as the Bristol Township Fire Marshal for several years, and whereas Herbert W. throughout Bristol Township, and whereas Herbert W. Scholl Sr. passed away with his family by his side on April 4th, 2022. Now therefore be it resolved that the Bristol Township Council extends its deepest condolences to his wife Christina, their children Herbert Jr., Stephen, and Cheryl, and the rest of the Scholl family for their loss. Be it further resolved that the Bristol Township Council honors and recognizes Herbert W. Scholl Sr. for his endless contributions, deepest commitment, and honorable service to Bristol Township, Newportville Fire Company, and fire services. Resolved and adopted this 21st day of April 2022.
We should all go down.
Yeah, we'll go down and, wherever you guys wanna come up, we'll get a picture. So sorry for your loss, folks. Yeah, you go up there. In case anybody gets cut off, it could be me.
Perfect, thank you. We also have one framed for Newportville Fire Company. So when, another one since he was with the fire company for so long. So I don't know if you want to do a picture with them or just hand it to them when they come up. Yeah.
Joe Glasson, being in the fire department and knowing Herbie for 45 years, I'm sure you have a few thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, friend of the family, mentor. Herbie meant a lot to us. Taught me a lot, through the fire department. And, as everybody knows, he was an excavator in the township, and we had a plumbing company, and started out in the mid-'80s. And, Herbie was there every day. We worked, spent a lot of time at his kitchen table. you know, going over stuff, and the one part of the resolution where it says he laid, you know, the pipes, the water mains through Bristol Township, you know, that was the Newportville, Fergusonville, all them additions and stuff, and I was right there with my brother Kevin and the rest of our crew, laying a lot of water main pipe with Herbie, and he'll be missed, you know, I know by our family tremendously, you know, but I know if the good Lord's got an excavation company up there, he's already on that excavator digging, so, you know, our deepest condolences to the Scholl family, and it'll be a long time before that, you know, that man's forgotten, that's for sure.
Thank you, Joe. Next, moving on the agenda, we have glassing grants.
Back up.
Yes?
You're on, Joe.
I'll just come down in front. You can call each company up by their name.
And then when Newportville comes up, just give them the other one.
I do not have the names of the,
I got it.
oh, okay.
So, Edgley Fire.
Edgley Fire Company.
Third district.
Third District. Croydon. Levittown 2.
Levittown, number 2.
And last but not least, Newportville.
Newportville. Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
We do the rescue slots too?
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what, they weren't. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Would that be nice? We got our squads.
They're back then.
Levittown, Fairless Hills.
Sorry, guys.
Don't get nowhere. Whoop, whoop, back up, back up.
That's obligatory.
Thank you. It wasn't a picture, it didn't happen.
Bucks County Rescue Squad.
All right.
For some of the new people at home tuning in, the glassing grants, over the years, what happened was, the fire company would get a lot of money from the casinos. And then when the former manager, we had a lot of infrastructure to rebuild. And some of that money was taken away, so we tried to come up with a way to fund the fire department, so we called it the glassing grants. And the money actually comes right out of our general fund. Fortunately, the casino grants are coming back in, and we're doing everything we can to shore up our volunteer fire companies, because it's a real asset to Bristol Township. And I just want to thank everybody. I'm not blowing wind here, but for everything you do. I know the training, Joe and I just talked about the training it takes. Unbelievable. I don't know how you guys do it, and work and have a family and then volunteer. It's mind-boggling, and really appreciate your dedication. And you're a real asset to Bristol Township. Thank you.
Here, here.
And I just want to say, anything any fire company needs, we will be here for you. Thank you. We're going to move on, and I thank everybody for coming out. We're going to move on to proclamation for National Osteopathic. I knew I was going to. Osteopathic. I knew I was going to mess that up. Yeah, Medicine Week, April 18th to 24th, 2022.
I didn't practice this one.
Is there a Angelo?
Is there an Angela?
Angelo Rotini?
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, and the family,
And
right?
push that button down, Angela.
Yeah,
Angela.
My name's Angelo Rottini. I'm a, yes, I'm a family medicine geriatrician at Lower Bucks Hospital.
Is the green light on?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello? How's that? Is that better? Okay.
We want to get it on tape.
Yes. So welcome. It's a
Thank you.
whole new term. I actually looked it up. I was, before I came to the meeting tonight. Before I came to the meeting tonight, it was something new. I've never heard of it before.
Well, we, on behalf of the osteopathic physicians of Bristol Township and the Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Association, we thank you for your recognition of our profession. We've been around for almost 100 years now.
1800s.
Yes. And in Bristol Township for almost as long.
Really?
There have been osteopathic physicians here in Bristol Township going back more than 50 years. Quite a
Interesting.
few. Unfortunately, many of them have retired and have passed, but it's still strong, and we have a family practice residency program at Lower Bucks Hospital.
Great.
And that's been going on for
So
about
I
8
wanted to
years
ask,
now.
so without going really deep into the weeds, kind of a general, what's the difference? What I know from reading.
Excuse me. We have all the same training as an allopathic or MD program, and we do also have training in manipulative therapy as well. But it really comes down to the philosophy of osteopathic medicine, and that's more of a holistic approach to the person. We look at the body as a whole, not individual parts, and that kind of sums up the difference between the two trainings. But we have specialty. We are trained in all different specialties, and there are osteopathic physicians who do surgery and radiology and oncology and all the other specialties you would see.
So if somebody wanted to find or check that out, and would they go down to Lower Bucks Hospital?
Yes, they could.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I did look that up on Google, and I only seen 2 doctors in the area.
Oh, no, there's a lot more.
Is there?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
A lot more.
You know, Craig,
Yes.
in my experience, it's really a question of when I'm looking for a doctor in whatever specialty it might be, I'll take a recommendation, I'll get the referral perhaps from my doctor, and it could just as easily be an MD as a DO. They're in every field, they're all over the place, and, you know, I appreciate having a little bit of the identification, the difference between the doctors, but it doesn't give me pause whether a practitioner of the medical arts is a DO or an MD. So they're all over. Personally, I would like to know more about the family practice clinic that is operating out of the Lower Bucks Hospital right now, and if you could expound on that and the availability to our community for those services.
Well, I'm in practice with my wife, Melinda Rottini, DO, who is here. We've actually been in the borough and now the township for 35 years. But there is an office at the hospital, which is the Community Health Center. And there is a new physician there, Dr. Rita George, who just started within the past year. And they also have a resident primarily resident-run clinic that's available for people to, as a kind of a walk-in.
Walk-in.
As well as scheduled appointments as well.
Okay, so you could do either.
You could do either, yes.
And would you call that same line for, you would make an appointment with one of those physicians, or you can walk in or make an appointment and you'll see one of the residents in the clinic?
One of the residents, and then followed up by one of the physicians there, yes.
And of course, the residents are overseen by the doctors.
Yes.
Yeah, we get that. That's a terrific resource, especially for those who may unfortunately not have the benefit of an insurance or something like that. They can go to this clinic. They don't have to go to an emergency room. And it's just a tremendous resource that we have right here in Bristol Township. Laura Bucks Hospital has been working overtime to present and provide more programs for every single person in our community. I personally know about it, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm
you
glad
for
you
being
came
here.
out. I knew nothing about it. And that's a great education,
Can I say something,
and
Craig?
especially for the people at home watching on TV. That's great. Thank you so much for coming out.
Who else do you have with you today? Who did you bring with you?
Today, I have my wife Melinda Rattini, DO, and I have Michael Mott, CEO of Lower Bucks Hospital, and also Richard Purse, DO, who is the Board of Trustees
Thought that was
member
Dr.
for,
Purse. Yeah, I know
for
Dr.
the
Purse.
Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Society and the president of our local district here.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I was just going to say,
great.
my family doctor is Dr. Peck, who's a DO.
Okay.
And for those on council who may remember Dr. Bernie Amster, the famous orthopedic surgeon, he was a DO. Dr. Lindenbaum, who
Right.
was a DO. There's a million of them.
So we do have a resolution.
Go ahead.
We're going to read. Thank
My
you.
doctor's a DO as well.
Thank you.
National Osteopathic Medicine Week, April 18th through 24th, 2022. Whereas there are currently 168,701 osteopathic physicians, DOs, in the United States. And whereas Pennsylvania is the nation's leader in osteopathic medicine with over 12,289 licensed DOs in the Commonwealth and 2,561 osteopathic medical students at the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, Philadelphia. The Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, Erie and Seton Hill, and whereas DOs have made tremendous contributions to the American healthcare system, including treating U.S. presidents and Olympic athletes, serving as White House physicians, Surgeon General of the United States Army, Assistant Secretary for Health for the United States Department of Health and Human Services, and sitting on nationwide health care panels, and whereas DOs have a strong tradition of ensuring patients in all parts of the country have access to health care, particularly in rural and medical undeserved communities, and whereas DOs practice a hands-on, whole-body approach, which includes osteopathic manipulative medicine to diagnose health problems, treat dysfunctions, preserve good health, and prevent the spread of disease. And whereas Pennsylvania osteopathic physicians are dedicated to improving the health of their community through education and awareness-based efforts, as well as by delivering quality health services. And whereas the citizens of Pennsylvania recognize the need for osteopathic physicians who are committed to improving the health of all Americans. Now, therefore, April 18th through the 24th, 2022 is proclaimed as National Osteopathic Medicine Week in Pennsylvania, and all citizens and community organizations are urged to support this observance and help educate Pennsylvania residents about DOs and osteopathic medicine. Duly resolved this 21st day of April 2022.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out. Yep. Don't go nowhere. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey, folks. Thanks. Good to see you again. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
So next is a public hearing? One of them public hearings? Yeah. You gotta raise your hand, all that stuff. Okay, those, okay. Just checking. Okay, moving right along, we have, next on the agenda is public hearings and ordinances. And we have an ordinance amending the Code of Township of Bristol, deleting Chapter 164 signs.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're repealing this because it's in the zoning ordinance, so it's redundant, so it's unnecessary. So that's why this is up before you tonight.
And there was also some conflicts,
Yes.
so we're just taking it out. Right.
Yeah, the conflicts are now gone, so.
So what do you need, a motion?
It's that
We need a
simple,
motion
yes.
a motion
I'll make that motion.
amending the ordinance, okay.
We have a motion by Patrick Antonello, second by Cindy Murphy. On the motions, are any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We need a motion? No, hearing's closed. Next, we have the consent agenda. Consider approval of voucher list and requisition dated April 21, 2022, in the amount of $3,408,964.56. Consider approval of March 17, 2022 council meeting minutes. And last, consider resolution for a handicap place card sign for installation at 2409 Fleetwood Drive. We need a motion on that.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy.
I'll second it.
And second by Marcia Dunlop. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a report from Township Manager.
Thank you, President Bowen. I'm happy to report that we have hired 11 new officers to join our police department. 6 will be joining the academy in another week, and 5 have their Act 120 certification. And after a 3-month field training certification, they will be able to be out on the street on their own, conditionally. We will be I'm announcing now, we will be hosting our cleanup day for the township. We'll post a flyer. We're just waiting to hear back if there's going to be a shredding truck available from State Representative Tina Davis's office, who I hear we should be wishing a happy birthday to today. So Saturday, May 21st, and Sunday, May 22nd, both from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. will be the Township Cleanup Day. We will be only allowing 1 television per household per vehicle, and that will still be for no fee. And we will not be allowing any yard waste in any of the dumpsters, because that is not, that has to be separated. And since these will be in the dumpsters, they can't be source separated from the rest of the trash. So this will all be on a flyer that will be posted as soon as we are able to find out if the shredder will be available. And we'll get this all announced and up as soon as we validate that information. Other than that, I have no other information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, report from Township Solicitor.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Next, we have new business. Any new business?
Thank you. Oh, no.
You have
yes.
anything?
Yes, I have the one thing on the agenda.
Well, we're there.
That one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. I'm off today too, so
Yeah.
I can't help you.
No.
You're on your own.
No, I'm better than you. I'd forget.
I'm a mess today myself.
Okay, let's move along here.
forget the rescue squads.
Yeah.
No.
Consider resolution authorizing the township manager to submit a grant application to the Department of Community and Economic Development Strategic Management Planning Program.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Marion Wagner, second by Pat Antonello. Ms. Elton, would you like to just explain what that is a little, and then we'll,
Sure, thanks.
you're welcome.
I appreciate the confidence in the township manager's ability and recommendations, but I will explain a little bit of what we're going for here. The township is not facing any near-term emergencies. This is a recommendation, though, from myself to Township Council. This grant application will develop a comprehensive long-range plan to establish short and long-term financial recommendations and management objectives to strengthen our fiscal, see, I sound like you, Bowen, fiscal capabilities and capacities, will integrate long-term community needs and economic development strategies and strengthen our local tax base. This would be a 5-year financial plan and management audit. They'll be making recommendations for Bristol that we can employ in Bristol Township to improve our financial position and enhance our long-term economic viability. So the recommendation is that we submit this grant application. I can submit it tomorrow. It's about a 3-week turnaround for the state of Pennsylvania Department of Economic Development, Community and Economic Development. There is either a 50 or 40% match, depending on how many grants are received at this time frame. And speaking with the state, the turnaround time would be within. We'd be able to have the final plan by budget time. So my recommendation is a motion is in order, and my recommendation is about speaking with the consultant that would be doing the work that be appointed by the state. It's about $89,000 would be the full total amount. So about $45,000 potentially, or between $40,000 and $45,000 out of township funding.
So we already have motions on it. Is there any questions before we vote on it? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Next, we have other business. Is there any other business? Next, we have comments from council members. I do have April 30th, right here at the Municipal Park. We're having Armed Forces mustered. It's a day for veterans and the community to get together. Join us for a day of resources for veterans, community fun, and building connections. It's from 11 to 5. It's at the Bristol Township Amphitheater, Municipal Grounds, right here. I believe they're going to have music. I saw that something yet. I don't see it here on the flyer. So again, April 30th.
Hey, Craig.
Yes.
Who puts that on? Who is hosting that here?
Rodney. What's that? Yeah,
From,
Right, presented by Salute to Service and
Bucks County Housing Group.
perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. And then, it's a little early, but just to put this, this is in May, but I'll just put it in there. Hot dogs for veterans down at the Schumacher VFW post, and that is on May 21st. So I'll announce it again. I just want to put that out there. It's from 12 o'clock on, and I'll have a
Perfect.
little more information on that on the next meeting.
Drop off your garbage and then go grab a hot dog.
There you go. Support our veterans.
So I have,
And that's it for
21,
me.
21.
I have, excuse me, I have one thing, Mr. President. It's a good item to discuss. I think everybody would probably agree that cancer's a bad thing. So when you get a story about something positive, I like to try to bring it out. And one of our residents, a friend of mine, their parents, Kelly and James Schmidt, have a daughter, Kendra, who 5 years ago was diagnosed with retinal blastoma. Okay, so let that sink in for a minute. 5 years old, 6 years old. She was around 5 or 6. So we had a fundraiser for her at Policeman's Park. council helped out, everybody chipped in, it was a great time, raised some money because they had some serious bills that weren't covered under insurance, so, make a long story short, Kendra is doing fabulous. Today is 5 years clear of cancer. They had to take the eye. She has a false purple eye, and this little girl has been a trooper, to say the least. She's playing softball and pitching on a travel team, and doing a great job. And this little girl has been just a trooper through everything she's been through. So there was a little get-together. I wasn't able to attend because obviously I'm here. So I hope Kendra's watching. They were gonna try to get it on the TV at their house. So I hope they did. And keep fighting and doing a great job. And you're an inspiration to everybody. So now she's 12 and playing softball. So.
That's a great story, Joe.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
is. Thank you.
Joe.
Appreciate hearing that.
Glad we could help. So at this point, we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Opportunity residents to address council.
Nobody's on it.
Like you said, adjourn.
Yeah, thanks, Randy.
I'll make that motion.
How about this? All in favor to adjourn? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.